Welcome back to the show. Well, you just heard from Charles, who is the head coach of the Ottawa Blackjacks, how excited they are to have people back in person cheering on the team to full capacity. Well, my next guest is just as excited because they are also back with the Tada Festival. I'm joined by Andrea Rode, the artistic director. Andrea, welcome to the show. Great to have you here. And yeah, maybe you can just speak on that, Andrea. You and your team must be so excited to be back in beautiful Wakefield as well.
Yes, yes. So the festival was supposed to happen, of course, 2.5 years ago, but one thing after the other, it's just been postponed and postponed. So it's going ahead now. We were supposed to have it in January, but we're very excited to be back. We've got about 6 shows this year. It's not a huge festival. It starts this Thursday and runs till Sunday, and it really has a range of programming. You know, we're trying to find something for absolutely everybody, from a children's show to an Anishinaabe elder telling a story of his spiritual journey. We've got drag queens and kings parading down La Fab sur Mille, which is a small theater in Chelsea.
Okay.
And just lots of stuff going on. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah, talk a little bit about how this festival came to be. For those that aren't familiar, this really is a community festival by the community for the community, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the mandate of Theatre Wakefield in general, and this is the festival that we do. I think it started 8 years ago. It was an offshoot of the Fringe, the Ottawa Fringe Festival. We used to call
Okay.
it the Piggyback Fringe up in Wakefield. And then after a few years, we decided to curate it. So now we actually go out and choose the acts that we want to perform. The name of it came from a poem that was written by an elder in our community, Phil Cohen, and it's about sort of making your presence felt wherever you are at whatever point in your life you are. Even if you're lying on your deathbed, you should be saying "ta-da," about yourself.
I'm going to
And so
remember
it's kind
that.
of
I like that. I like that, Andrea. I'm going to remember that. No, but you should. I mean, it's great, especially during this past 2 years, everything that many here in this region have gone through. We just mentioned the storm off the top and the occupation and the pandemic, and I think people are looking for things like this. Speak about how the artist, how the art, sorry, Andrea, does bring communities together. How important it is.
Well, I'm sitting in the community center right now, and we're actually having a rehearsal for a piece that's called Seniors Create. It started a couple of years ago when we got funding from Canadian Heritage and the MRC here to bring together a group of seniors, everyone over 60, and the idea was that they would work on a dance piece. No one had any dance experience, but they were all passionate about movement and loved to dance to music. So over a period of 3 months, when we finally got a chance to come together last fall, they worked tirelessly, 6 hours a week for 12 weeks on
Wow.
creating a piece together. And of course, it came just at that break in COVID last fall where people could be together. And it created such a bond among them. These are people who perhaps were living alone on their own, and it just created a wonderful sense of community. And they're performing the piece this Sunday, so they're out there rehearsing right
I
now.
love it. That is amazing. It gives me chills just hearing that story. I think, yeah, especially with, as you just described, the isolation that many people have found themselves in particular seniors. Even pre-pandemic, it was a huge issue, and with the pandemic, it just shone a larger light on that. Let's go back to the Tada Festival for a moment. You highlighted a couple of things we can expect in the lineup. Maybe expand on the lineup a little bit more for us.
So there's a couple of one-woman shows that we've got, which are nice. They're kind of interesting. One of them is by a professional. This is Mary Ellen McLean, and she's a terrific actress from Nova Scotia. She's written a play, or she wrote it 20 years ago, about growing up gay in small-town Nova Scotia. And she toured it all over Canada. And for us, she decided to revisit the play, and she's going to remount the whole thing. And
Oh,
it's 20 years
terrific.
later now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be quite an interesting experience for her and for us to see how the play weathers when she's now in her mid 50s. This is Rayanna Maitland, and she's doing a one-woman play. She is now the age that Mary Ellen was when she wrote her play. She's in her mid 30s, and her piece is a very funny look at the life that she's got right now and some of the questions coming up in her life as she faces turning 40 and hitting middle age.
Right.
This is Ali Sanfaring, who's a beautiful young musician in our community, and she's going to be performing at a children's show on Saturday afternoon with Derek McKinley. It's a music show. This is Derek, and it's
Oh
called
yeah.
Sing Song Party Time. And this is for little kids and families, and it's he's a wonderful performer. They
Oh
both
yeah,
are. So,
we've had Derek on the show in the past. He's
oh,
fantastic. Yeah, oh
nice.
yeah, fantastic person,
Yeah,
fantastic
yeah,
performer.
yeah,
And there we just brought up the drag queens and kings. That's going to be a lot of fun. One of the drag queens
yeah.
you'll be able to watch like prepare themselves for one of those shows. So it's kind of that,
That's right.
yeah, like sort
Yes.
of sort of in the background there. You get to have a sneak peek. Thank you so much for joining us, Andrew. I want to remind everybody at home again the Tada Festival, tadafestival.net to find out all the information. May 26th to the 29th. We'll be right back right after this.